Hey, I'm James Chatmon Jr. I am currently an engineer and a multifaceted creative. Um, I'm aspiring to be a really big time, well, not necessarily big time, but somebody who is very well known in the film, videography space, and also entrepreneur, but somebody who just pushes out creative content in any means. The name of the podcast is the More Defined Podcast. Basically, the meaning behind it comes from me feeling the need to fill the gap between letting the world know, letting the U.S. know basically what Mississippi is and who we're about. And for a long time, I had this desire to really want to push that out and show people that there's differences amongst what people believe and what people actually know about Mississippi. And so I wanted to do this through this podcast and also do it in a collaborative effort with all the other things that are actually going on in Mississippi and highlight some of those things too that are really doing impactful work, doing things with creatives and different type of artistry to really show what Mississippi is and what we have to offer. For me, honestly, the type of guests that I want on the podcast are any and everybody. I'm searching for doctors, teachers, creatives of any industry, any type of artistry, other podcast hosts, and different things of that nature. For me, I really just want to highlight any and every profession and show the different paths and journeys that anybody can have in their career. But for the audience, for me, I'm really targeting any and everybody, young people, people my age, older people as well, anybody who's willing to listen, gain a little bit of insight, and gain a little bit of inspiration as well from this. Since I am wanting to be along the avenue of storytelling, the type of content that will be on this type of podcast will be people describing their lives, describing their journeys to their professions to where they got to now, what led them, what inspired them, the different people that they've looked up to, etc., etc. Also, other just little tad bits of things with advice that people may have, just general ideas or whatnot, whatever people are willing to share. But something that I will definitely not be trying to steer this podcast towards is anything negative, in a sense, toxic type of conversations or debates that really tear men and women down or different things of that nature. I'm gonna try my best to stay away from all of that and super serious political stuff too. Might venture into it a little bit, but not something super divisive to where any and everybody feels like they gotta just shout out opinions and different things. I feel like I kind of have the creative license and tools to do a podcast just as anybody else, honestly, who's doing one in the game or has been doing one for a minute. Actually, I used to have a podcast called self-titled, called the James Chatmon Podcast, and it was really kind of a solo thing, and I wanted to venture into guest interviewing and things of that nature, and that's what I'll be basing this one on. It'll be guest work, it'll be interviews, it'll be conversation based or whatnot, and so I feel like for me, it's different from that one because that was really just me solo talking advice and different things of what nature or whatnot. But for this one, it'll be storytelling and really shining a light on, like I said, I want to have that Mississippi-based type of guest and people to talk to, but also expand on that as well, just to any and everybody around the U.S. and potentially around the world. And so for me, I feel like the fact that I'm from Mississippi and have a little bit of a twist on different things about how I might go about interviewing people, how I might go about having different conversations about things, I feel like combined with the life experiences that I have as an engineer and the things that I've gone through, I feel like that makes me different. What I am wanting to achieve with this podcast would be to be able to have the people who actually listen take the time to watch this as well, to gain something from it, gain understanding, gain some more knowledge, gain a different perspective of how things are viewed or whatnot, but also be able to inspire those around me, inspire the people and the generations coming up behind me as well to really understand that we can do honestly any and everything that we want to be, and we don't always have to go for like the mainstream type of things like an athlete or an entertainer or whatnot, man, but that we can also do different things like this right now in the film, videography industry, be a photographer, do podcast stuff or whatnot, be an engineer like myself. So I really, at the end of the day, just want to be able to inspire other people and be able to, like I said, shine a light and really illuminate everything that Mississippi has to offer in its beauty.